Good evening. It is wonderful to be on the beach tonight. I have to tell you, thank you so much. Thank you. I am so glad to be here tonight. So honored to be able to share a stage with George Takei, someone who I have watched for quite literally my entire childhood on up through today, because I am such a huge Trekkie. So I know that probably surprises some people, but really what is most important is the incredible activism and leadership that George has shown and has helped lead the way, not when it was easy, but when it was hard. So it's a privilege to be here and share the stage with him tonight, and to be here with all of you, surrounded by advocates and friends and neighbors. And I want to welcome my colleague, Mark Takano, to South Florida. Give him a South Florida welcome. So great to be here. Thank you, Mark. I especially want to thank Ray and the entire team at the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force for putting together another fantastic Miami recognition dinner. For 40 years, the National Gay and Lesbian Task Force has been helping to empower the LGBT community at the grassroots level, working on initiatives such as repealing DOMA, to supporting legislation aimed at protecting students who are bullied because of their gender identity or their sexual orientation. Tonight's dinner is an opportunity to celebrate the incredible leadership in the LGBT community right here in South Florida. I am so proud to represent Miami Beach, one of the cities I affectionately refer to as being straight friendly. And we certainly have a lot to celebrate tonight, don't we? Now, all of you know the progress that has been made over the last few years. Heck, we could spend a lot of time celebrating the progress we've made over the last few days. It's pretty awesome. I mean, let's think about what's happened. Just stop for a second and let's not take for granted the progress that we've made. It seems every single day there is another step forward for LGBT equality. Literally every single day. It's just phenomenal. So tonight, I say thank you for fighting to ensure that our country is moving forward on LGBT equality. Thank you for your advocacy and making your voices heard. And most of all, thank you for never giving up. I've seen firsthand how the hard-won policies and programs put in place aren't just words on a page. They affect people's lives. For so many Americans who serve the country they love with great pride, President Obama's repeal of Don't Ask, Don't Tell was personal. It was personal. When couples from California to New Jersey, Illinois, and now Hawaii can commit to one another for a lifetime and take their wedding vows, that's personal. When two men from right here in South Florida became the first same-sex couple to receive a green card after this summer's historic Supreme Court rulings, that was personal. And when the Employment Non-Discrimination Act finally becomes the law of the land and protects the livelihoods of millions of working Americans, that will be personal too. Like you, I'm thankful that the Senate took care of business this week, and believe me, we are going to put up a hell of a fight in the House of Representatives. Take that, John Boehner. I highlight these achievements. I meant that in the nicest way possible. Tell John Boehner I said so. I highlight these achievements because leaders like Joe Falk have helped make them possible. My son Jake is growing up in today's South Florida, where he has probably never heard the name Anita Bryant, which is a good thing. And I want to share with you a story that I shared in the last few weeks of 7 years ago when my son Jake was 7 years old. And he was with me in Washington, D.C., visiting me during the summer, and something came on TV, and all of a sudden Jake asked me at 7, "Mom, what does being gay mean?" And right at that moment, I realized that I was at the crossroads that every parent decides whether they are going to turn their child into an intolerant bigot or whether they are going to make sure that they embrace tolerance and understanding and help make sure that they raise a child who will embrace the idea of equality. So I shared with Jake that there are some people that love the opposite sex and are attracted to the opposite sex, and some people that love the same sex and are attracted to the same sex. And neither is better. They are both normal, and you'll meet people throughout your life in either way. So 5 years later, Jake turns 12. We're riding along in the car. I picked them up from school, the kids up from school, and one of those anti-gay marriage news stories comes on, and there's a debate raging on back and forth on the news show, on the radio, and all of a sudden Jake blurts out, "Who cares who people marry?" I said, my work here is just about done. So I share this story with you because it is leaders like Joe Falk who have fought hard to end discrimination, and now we are all able to raise a generation of young Americans who embrace tolerance from the earliest stage. So Joe, whether you want the spotlight tonight or not, you've earned it, and I am thrilled that it's shining so brightly on you and your endless and outstanding contributions to our community. Joe has dedicated much of his adult life to working in the trenches on behalf of countless causes that many of us hold dear. As a fellow Jew, he is a personal example to me of Tikkun Olam, or repairing the world. 1 or 2 Jews in the house, I notice. Shocking in Miami Beach. Acting as the problem solver and leader, Joe has brought people along where he sees a chance to make a positive impact on the lives of others. Through his leadership of Saved Aid, Joe dedicated himself to the fight for equality in his own backyard. And as a board member of the Victory Fund, he has helped to empower LGBT candidates at every level of government. It is a true testament to Joe's leadership that the LGBT community has ensured we have a friend and an ally at the highest reaches of power. Thank you, Joe. In so many ways, thank you. In so many ways, Joe is always there for others. He is expanding the horizons of South Florida's children through his support of the Miami Science Museum. Thank you. Thank him. And in his professional life as a national leader in the mortgage brokers industry, Joe was critical in the passage of the SAFE Act, a law that helped to reform the financial services industry by creating a national standard for loan officers. Thank you, Joe. Thank you. Joe is a passionate and natural-born leader, and as many of you know, he has a knack for recognizing and encouraging others to be the change that they want to see. He thinks big, and he has an even bigger heart. Joe, you are a friend who I can always count on to have my back, to stand with me when times get tough, and to be my road buddy in the Miami Beach Pride Parade. Big and small, that's what Joe's about. So tonight, I couldn't be more proud to present you with this award, and on behalf of our entire community, thank you for making South Florida a more vibrant, more equal, and more compassionate place to call home.